Well, GM. G to the M. Great morning, my friends, Degens, Diamond Ham fam, Forge and Fuel crew, super soldiers, one percenters, pioneers, pivoters, pursuers, builders, brothers and sisters, hermanos y hermanas, mamas y papas, anyone I may have left out and anyone in between, welcome back and welcome into. The best way to start your day is time to get fired up at Forge and Fuel, baby. I am your humbled, honored, and clearly always hyped host, Colton Capp Swirl One, and I can't thank you enough for choosing to stop by, hang out with me and my guys, and dive down some motivational and inspirational rabbit holes unlike any other. Now, if you don't know, you won't know, but we got one hell of a show on tap for you here today on this beautiful November the 6th, 2024, Wednesday, Trump Victory Wednesday, if you will. One time for the one time. Woo! We saved this great country. Yes, we did. Are the attacks done? Oh, no.
Thank you very much. That's really nice. Thank you.
Not a chance. Are we done having to get inspired and motivated every day just because the guy we wanted to save this great country got back into 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue? Oh, no. We still got plenty to do. Every single day, it leaves with the tide. So just like bathing, we must wake up every day and continue to motivate, continue to inspire, and continue to share those good, hard vibes. But my friends, before we do any of that, before we can get you juiced up for the day, before we get this proverbial show train steaming on down the tracks on this beautiful Wednesday morning, I must humbly ask you to do a few things. Maybe You can find it in that big old heart of yours to do so, if you haven't already, too. Smash that subscribe button on whatever platform you're currently adjusting the Forge and Fuel podcast on. If you are watching on YouTube, you might as well hit that notification bell over yonder as well, and that like button too, but that notification bell so you never miss the start of a live show or any additional content dropping here on the channel. If you're watching on Rumble, make sure you hit that subscribe button, that notification bell, and that like button over there too, if that is your platform of choice. And if you're watching on X, make sure you hit that like, hit that repost, hell, even hit a quote post. Let the people know on the X timeline why you're tuned in live in prime time to Forge and Fuel this morning. And if you're listening to this show on your favorite podcast directory, like Apple, Spotify, or maybe even Amazon Music, maybe you could think about giving us a follow or leaving us a 5-star rating, as it only helps us continue to grow and flow on all of those platforms as well. Shout out to all of you. Shout out to all of you beautiful humming beings hitting all of those buttons and getting the algo going and flowing this morning. And if you haven't already, and you're asking yourself, why should I hit those buttons? Well, you don't want to be a hoe. What do I mean by that? Well, maybe if this show makes you laugh, maybe if it makes you cry, maybe if it makes you think, maybe if it makes you go, I ain't ever thought of it that way before. Well, then don't be a hoe. Share the show. Be a friend. Tell a friend. Let somebody know. And we will proceed with this morning's flow. My friends, I've said us. I've said we. I've said fellas a few times, but you've only seen me on your screen. You've heard from Mr. Producer hitting the old soundboard back there. Shout out to our guy, Derek DZ Snow, one time for the one time. Shout out DEEZYY. But there's another guy that needs to grace us with his presence in order to allow us to get in the proverbial car of change and get it drifting around the track. So, my friends, without further ado, joining us now is the founder of the Grandpa Ape Country Club, the lead pro on the GACC greens, if you will.
What?
He is a professional DJ with a wide-ranging musical catalog. More songs in his catalog than you'll know what to do with if you ever happen to find yourself on a dance floor where he's spinning a couple of records, making him a human iPod.
What?
He is a purveyor of positive vibes.
What?
A curator of high-level energies.
What?
A certified PLP pusher.
What?
My friends, he is the jet plane flying.
What?
McLaren driving.
What?
Rolex rocking.
What?
Jesus Peace dangling.
What?
The man, the myth, the legend, president of St. Louis, Missouri.
What?
The one and only, with an emphasis on the one.
What?
He's DJ Swirl One. Great morning, Swirl
Good morning. Yes, it is. I'm pumped up. I'm fired up. Hey, just so you know, if you're wondering, it's a boy. Okay? It's a boy.
Woo!
Let's go.
Thank goodness.
Hey, I just got to tell you, I woke up feeling like $1 million and I didn't go to sleep till like 3:30 last night. I was glued to the news, and I usually don't get into that because you know the propaganda, but you know when they can't show the different commercials because so much is going on, it's actually worth it to watch it, to see their heads explode. Oh, I was switching between the different channels to watch people just go, oh my God, what's going on? And I was giggling and I was chuckling, and I thought, you know what? I'm gonna wake up till, you know, whatever, 4 o'clock in the morning till 5 o'clock. I don't care. I'll be up until whatever. We'll be fine. I'm gonna show up to the same. The show is going to be amazing today. Just telling you. I know I'm in a great mood. I know Capp's in a great mood. Look at the chats going crazy. The timeline's going nuts.
Brother, we are 10 minutes into the show and we have 120 live concurrent viewers. It is.
I'm saying
the people are
on fire already. Hey, if you didn't, okay. So a couple things, and I'm not even getting into anything yet, but I was already writing some stuff down. If you don't think the next 4 years of your life can't be the best years of your life, then you aren't paying attention. I'm just telling you. If you thought that you were doing something the last 2 years when everybody was pushing back on the world and the world, just, buddy, allow yourself the opportunity to fly. Allow yourself the opportunity to show up to this space, get yourself some water right here, get that started strong today, get that in there. Let that blood flow, that circulation go, right? Maybe you're like me and you're up till 3:30, so you need a cup of this right here to keep you going. This is going to be well needed today. And last but not least, make sure you got your pen and paper because you're going to need that as we dive into all the insights and excitement that we have for you today on Forge and Fuel on Hump Day, on the day America found out we had a man back at the office now. Not just one that, says he is and has a hard time walking around and falls upstairs. And yeah. I'm excited. I'm pumped. I'm ready. Let's get going. Man, shout out to everybody in the chat. They're so excited. I can see them sharing the space. Why not? Let's get a few more people in here. Let's go.
Woo! Man, the vibes are electric this morning. We're feeling good. We're feeling great. Look at that chat. Shout out to all of you beautiful human beings. Shout out to you, Swirl One. Great to share a show with you on a beautiful Trump Victory Wednesday morning. I mean, doesn't that just, there's a little ring to that. That just feels good. And that's why we didn't worry about it. That's why we were staying nice and chill, nice and cool, nice and calm, nice and collected. It's why we kept saying our prayers on the show. It's why we kept saying our prayers when we were off the show. It's why we kept speaking the messages we were. And now, we can stop. We're good. He got in. Everything said, no, evil is going to be coming even harder. Pause. It's going to be out there just fucking trying to take every bit of goodness you got. So now is your time to step up. Swore One said it. If you don't think these next 4 years are going to be the best 4 years of your life and the opportunity to create generational wealth, and you're going to see shifts and changes and movements in this entire world that you ain't ever seen before, don't be asleep. Because he might not get another 4 after this. So don't be asleep. The Matrix is pissed. They woke up this morning pissed. The WEF's pissed. Klaus Schwab wants you to eat the bugs. And he is fucking pissed. I'm telling you, they are pissed as all can be this morning. I mean, you should hear the liberal tears on TikTok. It is like sweet sound to my ears. But we're not a political show, if you will. We're not a news show, if you will. We like to get you fired up, inspired, motivated, give you a little something different. But I will mention, if you do like that news, if you do like those red pills and those rabbit holes, maybe you were a fan of a show we used to do called The Nightcap. Every week we had a little space. Well, it's back, baby. Live in prime time tonight, every single Wednesday from henceforth, Decoding the Divide, hosted by yours truly with Mr. Producer by my side. Oh, yeah, that's right, DEEZYY. We're getting crazy. We're going to have guests. You'll probably see Swore One on there at some point in time. We'll have other people on there. We'll have clips. We'll have content. We're going to be bringing you the news, the stone cold truth, like nobody else is, in the only way DHMG can. So tune in for that tonight. 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific. Already scheduled. It is a Rumble and an X exclusive. We'll talk about that a little bit later, but I wanted to mention that right from the rip. So, my friends, if you don't know, you won't know. But it's time to begin this show. And we start around here a very specific way. You know, a great man who goes by the name of Jim Valvano once said, in order to have a full day, you got to laugh, you got to cry, and you got to think. And the first thing on that list is laugh. So we like to start with a little chuckle. We like to give you a little funny, ha-ha. One of them regular old knee slappers, if you will. So without further ado, my friends, this morning, we are going back to the farm. Yesterday, we visited a farm where there was a little horsing around going on. Got a little too close to the old flame, burnt back the main. If you know, you know. If you don't, go back and watch yesterday's morning laugh. But this morning, we go back to the farm, and we are greeted by another barnyard animal. This time, one that goes, meh. And this morning, we're watching a scratching post gone wrong.
Pick me up, I'm gonna fight you, little T-bone. Yeah, get it, scratch that itch. I'll land you, little scratching post. Oh shit!
I know.
The horse comes at the end to cover up the crime scene.
Like, yo, you can't see this. Hold on. Horse is like, hold on, that's my friend.
Oh, on social media, you only see the horse for like half a second. I love how it stopped on the horse right there. Oh, that's perfect. Oh.
Side eye. You didn't see anything. You didn't see anything. Look away.
And the guy's reaction, what the fuck? What the fuck?
Well, you know how heavy that was? Oh, it's got to be crazy. I'm just telling you, that's got to be real
this
crazy.
is too good. Give me right to his reaction right here, Deez. Oh my God, look at that fucking thing. What the fuck? What the fuck? And the horse just...
You're not supposed to see this. Turn that camera off.
Oh my goodness
At this
gracious.
moment that he knew he fucked up.
You're not supposed to see this.
Holy shit. Woo. Back days from the barnyard, my friend. Holy.
The horse, bro. The horse, he had his back. I'm just going to tell you.
Maybe we laughed, or maybe we learned a few lessons. Huh? You know, maybe we learned not to get too close to the old fire when it's getting burning up and raging, and maybe we learned not to turn our back to barnyard animals. I know who's to say, who's to know. Maybe we did more than just laugh. Maybe we're always learning around here. Who's to say, who's to know? But there is your morning laugh, my friends. The opening of the show. We're ready to rock and roll. The vibes are high. The inspiration, motivation is flowing. So let's get into it. No more hesitation. No more delay. It's time to officially open up the shop for the day. And if you don't know, you won't know. I highly suggest you pull out those weapons, unsheath those swords, and get out your files as we refine those edges and make them capable to cut through any obstacle, trial, tribulation, loss, or failure that stands in your path as we get into your sharpening session. Alrighty then, my friends. If you don't know, you won't know. Let me be the first to tell you, if you didn't read the title of the show, why is somebody calling me right now? You know I'm live on the show. Why are you calling me right now? That's why I got the doggone do not disturb. Why are you calling? Why people calling me live on the show? You know I'm live on it. That person knows I'm live on the show. What are you doing right now? I'm live on the show. I'm trying to get people inspired and motivated.
There's no fly zone.
What are you doing? What are you doing?
Don't you know?
Use your noodle. But back to the opening topic at hand. If you didn't read the title of the day, let me be the first to tell you, why can't you do it again? Why can't you do it again? And my friends, I'm going to be honest with you. I didn't know exactly how this one was going to go this morning. I wasn't entirely sure if it was going to go one way or another. Because if you don't know, or you've been living under a rock for the last few months here, we've been going through some pretty tumultuous times. Now, times are probably still going to be a little tumultuous, but at least we got the right person in there to hopefully fix it. Now, I was hoping I wasn't going to have to sit here on my knees and beg and plead all of you to stay alive and stay thriving. And by golly goodness, I know we're afraid and holy shit, what the fuck? This is crazy. But hey, we don't have to go down that rabbit hole. But equally, I think this message still stands and needs whatever ears to hear it. So I don't know who needs to hear this morning, but I wanted to share a few things that I was kind of spinning on last night. You know, I went over to that old AI robot, ChatGPT. We talked about ChatGPT on yesterday's show and how 99% of people haven't even used the damn thing, for crying out loud. It's a pretty smart robot from time to time, I'll tell you that. And how do I know? Well, yesterday I asked it, I said, Mr. or Mrs. ChatGPT, or they, them ChatGPT, whatever you might be, who's to say, who's to know, could you please give me a motivational message that everybody needs to hear right now? Something that is just heavy hitting, and during these times, people need this perspective. And this is what ChatGPT came up with for me one time for the one time. Here we go. Let's take a gander. It said, in life, you'll face storms that seem relentless. But remember, every storm you endure is temporary. Just like the darkest nights give way to morning, hard times don't last forever. It's okay to feel tired, overwhelmed, or uncertain. In those moments, lean into what keeps you grounded, whether it's family, friends, faith, the Forge and Fuel podcast, or even just the strength that you got through yesterday. Use this time to rediscover what truly matters to you, Swirl One. Most important 4 years. Hello. Take small steps each day, and don't underestimate the power of your resilience. You've made it through 100% of your hardest days so far, and that's proof of your strength. When the world feels heavy, be a source of light for yourself and others. Shine so bright. How you doing? The challenges you face now are part of the story that will inspire someone else tomorrow. So keep moving forward. Even if it's just one step at a time. You're stronger than you know, and you're exactly where you need to be to grow. Hey, even ChatGPT's a poet. ChatGPT's a poet. Now you know it. You're stronger than you know, and you're exactly where you need to be to grow. Ooh, what do you know? Who's to say? Who's to know? One time for the one time. I like that right there. But I'll tell you guys what. You know, I kind of sat back and I read that, and one of the biggest things, and why I entitled the opening topic of the day, why can't you do it again, is you've made it through 100% of your hardest days so far, and that's proof of your strength. So why can't you do it again? And you know, I suppose the first spot I wanted to start, and where I wasn't sure where I was going to go with this morning, is we've made it through more difficult times than this. We've had crazier times as a nation than this. And yes, it may seem intense and wild and bananas and holy shit, but that's because of the news cycle. And we haven't ever had access to information in the way we do now. And I mean, if you look at X last night, it was absolutely bananas. The people are the media now. We are the media, right? And if you sit and you look at that, you realize that now we have the ability to make it through anything as a nation and as a people. And this division and racism and bullshit that the system keeps trying to push on us, and most importantly, the media keeps trying to push on us, I think finally we're starting to wake up to realize that that's not real, that all those isms are for poor people. Isms aren't used among the millionaires and billionaires of this life. They don't see color. They see problems and solutions. They see how they can help others. When people of that echelon say they don't see color, they mean it. And people down on a lower level, when they see it, sometimes they really don't. And I am so grateful we get an opportunity to have a little bit of a shift, have a little bit of a flip in the way things have gone in media, in the truth, in spreading these words and the knowledge and what people need to know out there. This is such a amazing time. We have never lived in a better time than this, and we have made it through such worse times. Think about however many episodes ago it was now, the 4,697 people that had to live, exist, toil, bleed, sweat, cry, just so you could exist and sit and watch my dumbass speak some words to you on this show this morning. The fact that all those people did that just so I could sit in this gaming chair and show up live in prime time. Think about that. They had to really build. They had to really create. They didn't have the economy or the knowledge or the AI or the technology that we have now. We have been through such worse times. Our roads aren't dirt anymore. Last time I checked, all of our roads are paved. And yeah, if you live in Illinois, your tax dollars don't go to fixing the fucking potholes. We'll fix that.
Motherfucker.
Who's to say? Fuck you, Porcelain Prince. That's just a little personal something for me one time, for the one time. But all your roads are paved. We have highway systems. We have amazing interstates. Swirl One travels the country a lot. He can back me up on that. I travel every once in a while. I enjoy traveling. It's not that bad. It's not like I'm fucking down the road the whole daggone time, right? So we've made it through more difficult times than this. And the next layer to that is you've made it through more difficult times than this. And I know times are tougher than a motherfucker right now. I know. All 255 of you, it just keeps going up by the second. I know you're feeling the pressure. I know you're feeling the pain. I know you're feeling the struggle. Groceries, gas, whatever it might be. Maybe there's some other little area. You just got fired. You let go. Maybe you're in between opportunities. I don't know what it is. I can't call that. That's you. But you've made it through such worse times than this before. And I was having a conversation with somebody about this yesterday. And I said, look, I've gotten through the worst times in my life over and over and over again. And I now know why. It's because I've always had God on my side. And he's always taken me through the hardest times and gotten me right to the cliff's edge and said to me, son, I can't make you take the leap of faith, but I can sure walk you right here. Do you want to take the leap and have faith in me? And every single time I've said a resounding yes. Unfortunately, every single time before right now, while I've been in the hallway, I've been running around like a chicken with my head cut off. Ah, what the fuck? Just like that cow jumping on that guy's back. What the fuck? Oh, shit! And this time, I've decided to remain a little more calm. I've decided to remain a little more stoic. To realize maybe things aren't as hard as I think they are. To realize maybe I prayed for the current problems that I'm going through. To realize that I sat at this exact desk when I had nothing, no followers, had about 100 on X, had nothing going on Instagram. Nobody gave a fuck about my TikTok content. I sat back, bawling my eyes out, said, God, I want to be an instrument of your peace and your knowledge and your power. Here I am, send me. And now here I am. So sometimes you need to look back at just how difficult those things were and realize you did make it through. Quote of the month, at least you woke up today. You woke up every time through that difficult thing. What makes you have the audacity to believe that you're not going to wake up again through this difficult thing? Keep pushing forward. Keep hanging on to the only person, the one thing that can't not only get you to the problem, but can get you through the problem. Shout out DMX. And I'll leave you with this thought because I'm sure Swirl One's got some great thoughts on this here this morning. Mama Capp said a long time ago, this too shall pass. I just have to pass through it. And if you can apply that mindset to whatever the hell you're going through, whatever trial or tribulation is currently on your plate, whatever frog is ribbon right there and you got to eat right now, this too shall pass. I just have to pass through it. This is going to be gone. It's going to be a loss right now, but I'm going to turn it into a lesson. This is going to be a son of a bitch in trial or tribulation right now, but I'm going to turn it into a triumph. Son of a bitch, I'm a failure right now, but I'm going to wake up tomorrow with a brand new chance to find a new way. This too shall pass. I just have to pass through it. So my friends, I ask you again, why can't you do it again? Why can't we do it again? Why can't we be the ones who are next? That's what I'm gunning for. And I hope every single one of you that believe in me, believe in that guy, believe in this brand, know that too. Hell yeah. Trump Victory Wednesday, baby. Let's fucking go! What you got for me, Swirl One?
Bro, I can tell you're fired up this morning, and it's funny. This could have been an entirely different message. I guarantee it, But even with that, going back to what Pride said, we're all Americans. Hell, I'll even go further than that. We're all human beings on this flat plane that you guys see out here. So one way
we got him, Ted. We got him, Ted.
Hey, I'm not saying, but the sun, it kind of sets like this. I'm just kind of, I know Ted's losing his mind right now. Like, yeah. It's so funny. Anyway, this could have been completely different. So the perspective of people right now is entirely what the world is hoping for. That you'll have too much on your plate, that you'll be paying attention to too many things, that you'll get up and you'll be so worried about what happened last night or what's going on over here or what they did in that county or whatever, that all of a sudden you feel like, oh man, how am I going to win today? I don't even have the energy to get out. How am I going to get to the gym? What am I going to do? Oh man, I've got this going. I'm still worried about yesterday's dishes because I didn't do them yesterday when I had time and I was sitting there in front of it, right? That's the thing that people get involved in. They get involved in that thought process of what's not done, what didn't I do? And I'll tell you, if it's not that, then you know what they do? They make excuses. Why can't I do it again? Well, I don't have a girlfriend, or I don't have a boyfriend, or hey, maybe I'm too young, maybe I'm too old, or hey, that stuff never happens for me. All those things, they just go ahead and just tell their whole being that this isn't for me. It's not supposed to happen this way. And I disagree with all of that. It's funny because, we're watching the markets right now freak out because, DJT got back in there. Last night, Bitcoin hit, right? And all of a sudden went to an all-time high. Well, it's funny because if you would have talked to anybody about 3 or 4 months ago, they said the biggest scam in the world. As a matter of fact, I talked to somebody in my family about Bitcoin the other day, and they're like, well, be careful. I'm just telling you, that's not what I heard about that thing. And I'm like, hold on. Right now, 100% of the wallets that have Bitcoin, even if they bought it 5 minutes ago, are in profit.
Got it.
I'm just saying, so why am I so worried? If I could have bought it 5 minutes ago, even after you warned me, and now I'm still in profit, then where's the loss? There's no loss there, right? So I'm giving myself an opportunity by even thinking that way. But let me take that a step further. Talk about the 100% of your hardest days that you've passed, right? Check this out. When you woke up this morning, you're in profit. Think about that. Whoa, wait a minute. You're in profit, right? What does that mean, Swirl? Well, it means, hey, you got to get to these 2 eyes. You have all the entire world at your disposal. And I'm telling you, you got one of these inside your hand, or you've got ChatGPT right there we're talking about. You can find out anything you want to learn today. If you wanted to learn, I don't know, how to play the piccolo, you could figure out how to do that today if you wanted to. And I don't know where I got piccolo. I'm just saying the most random thing in the world. If you wanted to learn it today, you could learn it. You could find out something about your business, about yourself, or about anything else through ChatGPT, right? So you woke up in profit with so many resources available to you, but we're just not utilizing them. And the first thing that really hits is your brain. That's the first thing you start using. You wake up, you start thinking, what's going to happen? What am I going to do today? Right. And so I always say, hey, look, you might not understand. You might have woke up in debt today because, my credit cards are this or that or whatever, but you're still in profit. You have another opportunity. You were granted with currency. We talked about it already. Time is currency. I just handed you 86,400 seconds. Guess what? Here, all yours. Boom. If you take care of every one of those throughout the day-to-day, hey, I'm not guaranteed you're going to get another 86,400 tomorrow, but what I do know is right here, you have this opportunity to do what you can with that. Now, if you do great with that, that will compound. Will it mean that you're going to get 90,000 seconds tomorrow? No, but those 86,000 seconds are going to be worth so much more tomorrow when you invest them the right way today, when you ingest the right things, right? Think about that for a second. You have to ingest greatness on a daily basis. It doesn't matter where you are. Are you finding the best energy? Are you finding the best food? Are you creating the best mood? Is your attitude that of a great person? Are you literally chasing the things that keep you going every day so your passions start to become real, where you start to see things, think things, and they become things? I promise you. That's why I've said it before, and I keep telling you guys this, and there's a reason why I keep saying it. I don't care if I sell everything I got. Why? Because a lot of people would look at the things I have and say, oh my gosh, this guy has this or that. What does he say? The Rolex wearing, the McLaren. I don't care about none of that stuff. I'm not even wearing a watch today. Not with my car. I don't even have keys. Doesn't change who I am when I'm inside this space. It doesn't change who I am when I walk into the store. It doesn't change who I am when I'm helping the guy get across the street. None of that stuff matters. The blind man didn't know I was wearing a Rolex. As a matter of fact, I wasn't even wearing one that day. So my point is this. I give you 86,000 seconds, currency, time, moments, opportunities, whatever you want to call it. Why can't you do it again? Are you stuck in a phase? You spread too thin, maybe? Maybe you're in a dead-end job. Maybe you're in a dead-end relationship. Maybe the relationship with yourself is dead-end because you can't say nice things to yourself. And you know what? Like I said when I started this show, hey, if anything, give yourself a fresh start today. Why not? The world got a fresh start today. I know a lot of the world is feeling pretty good about what happened today. Yes, there's some people that are sad, but they'll get over it. You know when they're going to get over it? When success comes. when the checks start to get bigger, when the world starts to get more calm, when we don't have Venezuelan gangs taking over Aurora and all their different apartment complexes and getting those people all riled up, when people aren't having to worry about the news cycle. That's the wonderful thing about what we're looking with X, this space, and all the things that we can do to create content. It's in your hands to create the image of the world in your likeness. And if that likeness is amazing, and if you are shining so damn bright that the sun is literally coming in to meet you, like, bro, you were shining before I did. Here, let me help you out with that. Let me put some there, right? That's what I'm talking about. Every single day, you got to get out there and really bring it. Now, just going to have to go back to the last thing I said. Don't forget, you woke up in profit. You have 86,000 reasons to start something today. Why won't you just start investing that? Find out what happens. Am I going to give you 90,000 tomorrow? No, but I am going to try to give you 86,000 if you've got the opportunity. You can start right here with a little bit of this message and that guy right there. And who's to say, who's to know what happens in the next 4 years?
Bruh.
Wrote a couple notes. Who's to say, who's to know? We're on fire this morning. Welcome to the show. Forging Fuel, baby. Get fired up for your day the right way. Yeah. Okie dokie. Let's see here. What can I build upon? Wall humming beans. I love that you said that, man. We're all fucking humming beans. We're just humming beans at the end of the damn day. Pudding and sticks, bro. Souls being operated by a sack of pudding and sticks. That is all we are. I love your opinion, your perspective on waking up in profit, dude. You got another 86,400 seconds. And to take that analogy metaphor even further, I'm sure some of you have heard this before, but you think about you driving in your car and you look over and in the passenger seat, you got a big old blue bag of fresh Benjamins, 86. Well, it's George Washington. Sorry, 86,400 George Washingtons, not Benjamins. It could be Benjamins if you want. Whatever. Your mind. You do what you want to do.
It's all relative
to the story. Whatever. All relative. And every single time you get a little mad, you get a little angry, you spend 10, 15 seconds, fucking son of a bitch, maybe even a minute. Ooh, you better take 60 of those Washingtons and just see you later, alligator, and just keep driving down the interstate. Wait a minute. Oh, shit. Why'd I throw my money out the window? That was fun. You start realizing when you put a dollar value on time, it's funny how it starts to have so much more value. I don't know why we can't value time. I said it yesterday. It is the most valuable asset we all share that we never know the balance. Use it wisely. Why aren't you using that asset wisely? Use it wiser. Put a dollar amount on your time, on every little thing. And that's not what is my hour worth, right? What is every little thing worth in terms of monetary and your anger, anxiety, depression, worry, fear? Put a monetary value on all these things and it'll start to shift your perspective on how much time you're wasting, how much of your asset you are wasting, your most valuable resource you have. You wouldn't drive down the interstate throwing Benjamins out the fucking window. So why are you taking your seconds and throwing them out of your life? Utilize them. We showed up. Swirl said it. Me and Swirl were both up past 1 a.m. yesterday. And we showed up with this energy, with this vibe, with all this stuff right here because we're fired up. We're passionate for life. Donald Trump said it. It was my morning tweet, my morning post this morning. Without energy or without passion, you don't have energy. Without energy, you have nothing. That's a DJT quote, baby. I found that first thing as well. I said, oh, give me that one time. I'm fired up for life. I'm fired up to fight the matrix. I'm fired up to help people get motivated. I'm fired up to share brand new news with people. You talk about the news cycle, and I mentioned our new live stream coming on Wednesday nights. It's going to be first one tonight. If you don't know, you won't know. I don't want to be the same repetitive news cycle and, let's talk about that fucking squirrel and let's get everybody bent out of shape. You'll see some stuff on the intro of the show that is dedicated to there's no misinformation, there's no lies, there's no division, there's no bullshit. We're not doing that around here. We want people to know the truth and not from a red lens or a blue lens or a left or a right or a black or a white, from a humming bean lens. to bring it full circle, to realize that we are all human beings. We're all going through the same shit. We're all filled with the same stinking shit, and we all have the same perspectives. We just got a little bit different here or there. And if you can just get out of your own perception for a half a minute and realize that all we need sometimes is a little bit of perspective, fuck, this life becomes so much easier. And you don't play into the division. You don't play into the bullshit. You don't play into the media cycle and get lost in all of the fucking nonsense. And then you can start to think and become what you want, and not become what the system wants you to be, to build upon this all, to bring it all full circle, and not become what your job wants you to be, or your boss wants you to be, or your wife, or your husband, or your kids want you to be, but who you want to be. And the more each and every one of us become who we want to be, from our sons, our brothers, our mothers, our fathers, our husbands, our wives, and we become who we are, the better we'll become for each other. And the better that if we change ourselves, our families will change, our communities will change, our nation will change, and everything will begin to change. But it starts with us. And it starts by unplugging from the bullshit, having that great relationship with yourself. Are you in a dead-end relationship with yourself, said Swirl One? Are you fucking kidding me? That goes back to what I say all the time. Go stare in the mirror for 5 minutes. If you can't stare in the mirror for 5 minutes and you're not comfortable with what you see, you have a dead-end relationship with yourself. And you need to fix that promptly, or else this life is only going to keep getting harder and harder and harder and harder. The final thought: winning makes everything better. Success makes everything better. We start winning as a nation, ain't nobody going to give a fuck what's red, what's blue, what's left, what's right, what's black, what's white. They're not going to care. Those paychecks start going right. Those taxes start going down. Those gas prices start going through the floor, and groceries are affordable again. Holy shit. All the problems are solved. Wow, our economy, our borders secure. We don't have gangs taking shit over. By golly goodness, it seems like everything's great again. Well, we got a little war on the horizon, but at least we don't have a warmonger that's controlled by the fucking military-industrial complex trying to steamroll us right into World War III. At least we got somebody who can dictate.
Shit.
Want to just
go again.
Button as soon as we have the fucking opportunity. Oh, Trump's a nuclear fucking madman. Yeah, right. If he fucking had the opportunity, he would have nuked little red fucking rocket man when he had the opportunity. The little asshole was stirring up shit back in 2013. 14, 16. I don't fucking know. It doesn't fucking matter. But what I know is winning makes everything better, and I'm on the winning team. Yeah.
Oh, bro, that's hilarious. You talked about driving down the road and throwing out Benjamins. That actually happened in my life, where somebody was driving down the road throwing out Benjamins. And that was the end of that. That relationship crumbled after that moment. Let me just tell you, if I see people throwing their resources out the window, I lose respect for you very fast. Let me tell you, because I'm not one to take my resources and throw them out the window. And you talked about, hey, what if they're Benjamins, whatever? Well, here, how about this? Maybe you don't like the term 86,400. That's okay. How about this? I gave you 1,440 of those, right? That's the minutes you have. So that's 60 minutes. Guess what? Instead of the 1,440, you now have 1,390. Well, wait, I might still have some money on it. That sounds like my bank account right now. Am I rich or not rich? I mean, that's what people think. They don't know because they're not tracking it. They don't understand how they're using that time. Are they using it for good, or are they wasting it away, throwing it out the window every time they turn around and do something, right? And you talked about, hey, talk about putting that time into reference on what you could do with it. Or let me just back that up real quick. So I ride a Peloton. I like a Peloton. It's pretty badass. One thing I know about a Peloton is if I can get on that sucker and I can go for 45 minutes, maybe 30 to 45 minutes, I'm going to burn somewhere between 600 and 800 calories. And that's pretty strong. That's me sweating. That's me tired. That's at the end of it all, just like, right? And then I feel good after that. It might take me 20 minutes to get ready for that ride. It might take me an hour to get back from that ride, like literally just getting back to normal because everything's going crazy, right? And think about this. All right. So I just did that for 45 minutes. Let's call it 30 minutes. Let's call it 600. Let's just do that. I did 600 calories in 30 minutes. And then all of a sudden I go, you know what? I'm okay to go eat a crumble cookie. And then I go look at that cookie and I'm looking up there. And you know how we all have those calorie counters right next to the cookies? And you look up there and it says chocolate chip cookie, super deluxe, Calorie count, 1,023.
Oh,
Whoa, hold on. 1,023. I burned 600 calories in 30 minutes. So if I eat this cookie, that literally, in order to get that back off my body, I'm going to need, whoa, what? An hour and a half of that kind of work to eat that little cookie? Is it that comfortable? Is it that important? Is it that serious that you have to sit there and have that? Because what's more important, the time that you put in on that Peloton over there, sweating, getting done, or the time you can sit there and go, oh, I'm throwing away an hour and a half of my life. That's pretty good. That's what we're talking about. That's what we're talking about. People do that all day long with their life when they get mad, when they start an argument, or they turn on the CNBC or whatever it might be, so they can start paying attention to the graphics and literally all of that propaganda that just comes across. It's amazing to see people taking their literal hard-earned time and energy and throwing it out the window, or investing it into things that aren't going to make them better, or taking away from the time that they've already spent getting so good. That's the other thing about it too. So we talked about, the other day, hey, throwing away 2 hours of your life so you can go and spend $10 on a coffee. What do you mean, Swirl? That's not, I get paid $20 an hour. Okay, well, after taxes, it's about $10. How much was your coffee today? Just saying. So when we talk about that kind of thing, understand your attitude can really make the things and the time that you have efficient. It can make it the best ever. You can have the next 4 years be the best years, just like when things happened back then. And I'm going to tell you right now, I don't know where the 80 million people that voted for the last guy went, but they definitely, 20 million of them evaporated in thin air, very much kind of like the flu did in 2021. Just same idea. They just disappeared. Don't know where they came from. But when that happened and the other half of the world didn't get their way, do you think they went crazy? They didn't go crazy. You know what they did? They knew they'd have to work twice as hard to be just as efficient. So guess what we did? We're in this space now.
yeah, boy. Oh, hey, oh, God has a way of working in mysterious ways and just giving me some thoughts sometimes that lead into a conversation like this. Boy, oh boy, talk about the bombs dropping. A couple final thoughts from me on our opening topic. Did you know if you want to become a millionaire, all you have to do is make $1 a minute? $1,440 a day. That's all you got to do. Who's to say, who's to know? Just a little perspective, baby. And I love what you said too, Swirl. I just had to reiterate it. Just love the perspective on throwing away an hour and a half of my life. Like put the monetary value on it. Like whatever you're doing, eating the cookie, the little bit, like, holy shit, how much of my life am I throwing away with this little thing? And man, if you just start looking at every little area and avenue and aspect of your life, like, is this hindering me or is this helping me? And it's so easy to get into a rhythm and a routine that takes us away from becoming better, because we get comfortable and we get cushy and we get cozy, and it's easy to spend 2, 3, 4 hours at the gym when we could have done an hour, maybe an hour and a half if we really needed to, and then got back to work. It's so easy. I read that quote the other day: is your routine hindering or helping your progress? And that's something to think about too with this. If you're just stockpiled full of shit, maybe it's time to take some of the things off your plate. Maybe you got too many irons in the fire. Maybe it's time to take a few out and realize what 4 or 5 need to be in there, need to be consistently forged, need to be consistently fueled up, need to be consistently pounded on and formed out. And then you'll start to have a little more clarity in life. Who's to say, who's to know? I like the thoughts, Swirl One. Any closing comments, perspectives from you here?
Just to double click on what you just said, the 4 or 5 things. There's a reason a stove only has like 4 or 5 little spots right there, because any more than that, a regular chef can't handle it usually. Bruh. And anybody who can handle that, they don't have spots. They have a flat griddle and they can make as little many spots as they want because they're pros at what they do. So when you think about that, maybe the 4 or 5 things, it's 4 things on the stove and 1 thing getting prepared to get on there. Whatever it might be, that's how you need to think about life. You can only put so many things on the heat and the fire at one time.
What a metaphor. clip the shit out of that, D's. Holy smokes. Ooh, I'm telling you what, I got a stockpile of clips to put out.
Bro, let me tell you something. You clipped something about me the other day. I don't even remember saying that shit.
The Glizzy Gladiator?
Yeah, no, not that one. The other one after that. Like,
lock in? Stay locked in?
yes.
You were going hard, bro. You were going hard.
The show. I just don't remember saying it that way. It was kind of crazy.
I'll tell you why you don't, because you were getting crazy fucking emails on that show and you were having to leave abruptly. So your mind was kind of in another area at the same time.
Clicked it off when I was
wasn't there. It's okay, no big deal. Yeah, you just blacked out and did the regular old, hey, let me just speak what's on my fucking mind. So yeah, it turned out pretty good. Who's to say, who's to know? Plenty of clips to post out. I know we haven't had a couple in a couple of days. There's just been a lot of shit going on. We've been building this new show like that. Hey, we're still here. We're still moving. And thanks to DEEZYY for clipping out those ones that he does every single day. Shout out to you, D's, man. I tell you what, if you don't know, you won't know. But D's be going out there and clipping. He be helping me with this show. He was the first one to say, hey, what do we got to do on Wednesdays? I'm there. Let's rock and roll. I mean, we would not have this show like we do and have the quality and be able to continue doing this without D's. So one time for the one time. Shout out to DEEZYY. Huh? What do you know about that? He ain't gonna. Hey, there he is. One time for the one time. Hold on. I need let's see. What can I hit him with? I don't know. There's nothing. Oh, just yeah, why not? I'll use the old soundboard on his ass one time for the one time. Shout out D's. What?
Don't touch my board.
Who's to say who's no? I get the fuck off my board, man. He's starting to get a little protective back there. Japers, creepers. Who's to say who's to know? My friends, we proceed with this morning's show. And we begin to allow the proverbial boat of change to begin to flow through the seas of perspective. And if you don't know, you won't know. But it's time for the second segment of the day. No hesitation, no delay. Time to do a little reacting in the refinery, baby, because it is your reaction refinery. Alrighty then, my friends. Hey, give us a break. We're still working on the old transition. Sometimes we're on the same page. Sometimes we're not on the same page. It is what it is, but at least the music in the transition is there for you every single time. Okie dokie, artichokes. We get into the second segment of the day. If you don't know, you won't know, but let me be the first to tell you. This is where we pop up some clips on the screen, some short form, little motivational, inspirational, heavy-hitting thoughts, perspectives. Maybe it's from a movie. Maybe it's from a motivational speaker. Maybe it's from something totally out in left field. Maybe Angel's in the outfield and we're way out there in the corn, just out there in the kern, just perusing around. Who's to say, who's to know? But this morning, we got some good ones. We got some good ones here today. So no more hesitation, no more delay. Let's get into the first clip, my friends. This one I actually referenced on yesterday's show, and I kind of botched it. And that's why I don't be trying to say what other people say. I just say what's on my mind and give my own perspectives and don't try to formulate my thoughts around somebody else's. So, the legendary Jordan B. Peterson, Dr. Jordan B. Peterson, to you. Who's to say, who's to know? Ooh, I'm getting to see him in January. Can't wait. We Who Wrestle with God tour. Ooh, that's going to be a banger. But this morning, he's here to tell us about the most annoying successful people.
The annoying person who's successful is the person who deserves it, not the person who doesn't deserve it. Because you can write the person who doesn't deserve it off.
Right, the lottery winner.
But then you see the person who's broken themselves in half and, come out of a really pathological background and has been successful, and you're like uselessly wasting your life away.
Yes.
That's the sort of person that you really don't like because they cast you in a very dim light.
If that's just not the perfect way to sum up haters by fucking Jordan B. Peterson, baby. Come on. What you think about that, Swirl One?
Bro, he's absolutely correct. And you're right. The lottery winners, the people that didn't deserve it, it's one thing, and nobody ever gets excited about their success. But, Dana White said it last night, man. That's what happens. Karma's great when you decide that that you're not going to be beat. And you're the one that's going to keep getting up every single time. Champions have to get up every time if they're going to continue to win. They can't stop and rest in the laurels and sit in the hallway and hope that this thing is going to happen. And that's the thing. There are people out there that hate that. They can't stand it. You know why? And I've said this so many times on this show or the previous iteration of this show. And that's literally the reason why people don't like you shining so bright, because it shines so much light on the fact that they're so damn dim. They have nothing going on for themselves. They're sitting there literally pointing the finger at you like, why doesn't he have all this? Why is that? And that's why I'm like, you know what? Hey, bro, watch me sell it all and get it back again. Why? Because I don't care. It's not the things that make me. It's the mindset that I have, the attitude that I bring to the world every day that allows me to be that winner. That's why I deserve it, because I work on it every day. And I don't think, hey, I deserve it all because no, it's because, I know I've gotten my face kicked in a couple of times. I told Capp the other day, nothing comes easy for me. So I know I have to work harder and harder. So I put everything I got into everything. And is it the best possibly? I'm sure people can put in more work than I do. I'm sure. But for what I do, I try every day to push myself to get past the I don't want us, to get past the, oh, no, you can't, to get past the, hey, I'm feeling kind of lazy right now. And I do that in a lot of different ways to make sure that every day I don't waste any of those 86,400 seconds that I get.
150%. Can't say it much better than that, my man. I really just wanted to share that to get the perspective out and, give you that mindset of, if you got haters, maybe it's because you're somebody who's fun to hate. Maybe it's because you're somebody who is shining so damn bright that nobody can tell what time of day it is when you're around, except they can tell just how fucking dim they are. They can tell that nobody reacts to them the way they react to you when you walk in a room. Nobody wants to conversate with them the way they conversate with you when you walk into a building. And it makes them feel insecure. It makes them feel less than. Sorry, that's on you, sweetheart. Either you can level up and become Tigger. The wonderful thing about Tiggers, Tigger's a wonderful thing. Their butts are made of rubber, their tails are made of spring. Or you can be a fucking Eeyore. Thanks for noticing me. Life is such a dwell. And I'll just be Piglet over here like, yo, what the fuck's wrong with you? And Swirl's old Pooh Bear just over there taking the doggone honey, just dab after dab after dab. Who's to say, who's to know? But I tell you what, that's just some great perspective for the second half of the show, second segment of the show. Maybe you're somebody who's fun to hate. That's something I'm really going to start tapping into. Who's to say, who's to know? There's another little insight for you there, my friends. We keep this proverbial show plane soaring. Oh, shit, I thought I just knocked over my water. Soaring through the skies of change. I get a little too excited over here. As we get into your second clip of the day. And this man, oh boy, he is a man who has a very unique way of sharing his messages. A man who fits the English language ever so perfectly into sentences, into paragraphs, and into messages that just knock your socks clean off your body. I've said it once before, but about a decade ago when I heard him say, when you want to succeed as bad as you want to breathe, that's when you'll be successful. E.T. the Preacher Man, here again this morning.
I used to have that as my alarm clock, that speech.
I love me some E.T. the Preacher Man.
It was literally would start right at the beginning of that, and then as I woke up, I would hear that.
Fuck yeah, dude. That's E.T. the Preacher Man making another appearance on Forge and Fuel. Hopefully sometime soon, the real version of him. Just going to put that out into the world. That'd be fucking sick. But this morning, here in the virtual version, E.T. the Preacher Man here to tell us to be brave.
The problem is God giving you a little bit of this and a little bit of that, and you can only handle a little bit of this, but you can't take none of that. It's going to take more than somebody telling you how sweet you are and clapping you up and loving on you to become a king. You're going to have to learn how to fight. You're going to learn how to battle. Because when you become king, you got some folks to protect, and you can't protect them if you soft. You can't look out for the kingdom if you soft. You can't bless the kingdom if you soft. You can't bless the kingdom if you don't want to look confrontation. You can't bless the kingdom if you ain't got some courage. You can't bless the body of Christ if you ain't brave.
Man, is that guy powerful or what?
Another one.
He's when I started paying attention to social media, influencers and people who were successful doing that kind of thing, and I started understanding, hey man, there's something in this, and I really want to do this. Like I said, I did set that dude as an alarm clock, and there's something to be said about his passion and the way he brings that to everyone. People go, man, how you always like this? The same way I wake up, it's the same drive. Now, does he take it to it? Yeah, that's him. That's how he does it. Now, don't get me wrong. I get fired up like that too. But I got to tell you, his message is always hard hitting. It really is. And he's right. You want to be a leader. There's no soft in leader. There's no, hey, let me wait till tomorrow in leader. There's no, hey, I'll get on it when I get some time to a leader. No, you jump right in. The fire's going. You don't look around for somebody else to find the fire extinguisher. You just go and smother that sucker. And there's a lot of people in the world today that have done exactly that. They've been completely torn down by the system. They've been thrown out. I mean, there's so many different people you can look at in this world who have tried and tried and tried over and over. I mean, look at Pete Rose. God bless Pete Rose. I mean, the man did everything he possibly could to try to create greatness while he was here. And nobody, for whatever reason, hated on the guy for everything. But you know what? He kept a smile on his face all the way to the very end. Even his last picture he took with all those people, he was so happy. That's the thing you got to understand about life. You're never, ever, ever going to make everybody happy. But if you're making your creator happy and you're making yourself proud, buddy, let me tell you something. There's so much power in that. That takes hard things. You can't do soft things and expect that to happen. That comes from strife. That comes from struggle. That comes from you getting your ass kicked and maybe getting hit in the face a couple of times. That's what makes that, because hey, like Capp said earlier, you survived all of the bad days you've ever had to be here today. So if you've done that, might as well get up one more time, champ.
Ding, ding. Who's to say, who's to know? Man, you said wait until tomorrow to be a leader. I love that. And, sometimes I get fired up, and a lot of times I get fired up and I get passionate, and, maybe subconsciously part of my delivery style and the messages I speak came from ET. He's one of the first guys that I found. So big shout out to ET for inspiring me to get here today, man. I love getting passionate, getting red in the face, and fucking just veins popping out of the neck. And don't you feel this energy? Come on. I love that. And I love sharing that passion with people. And I'm sure you'll see it on the show tonight. I'm sure I'll get hot and I'll start going crazy and talking. And, I'm not angry. I'm just passionate about life and bringing the message to people and just, being me. I'm not trying to be anybody else, but just me. And sometimes that just, boom, that's where my mind goes. And that's how it is. And I'm not going to wait until tomorrow to be me. I'm going to be me right now. And I kind of woke up this morning with little, those little butterflies. Ooh, I got a new show tonight. We got to do so. Oh, shit. I've done it a million times before. Are you excited or are you anxious? We talked about that already this week. I'm just excited to get back out live in prime time and start talking about the things that I love to talk about. Already doing that, just adding it to it some more and utilizing my gift that God has blessed me with to be a leader, to go where others won't go. And sure, we might go live tonight. There might be 100 people. There might be one person. There might not be a single motherfucker. And me and DZ might sit there and be talking all night long. We've been there, done that. Who's to say, who's to know? I'm still going to show up because I've had it in my heart. I've had it on my soul. I know this is my purpose and my mission to continue to speak the truth, not only in these motivational lanes, but in the red pill lanes and all the stuff, because I've had hundreds of people tell me, hey, man, you say that in a way that I ain't never heard that before, and I just totally understood it. Thank you for doing that. Dope. As ET just said, it's going to take more than flowers. It's going to take more than a YouTube page and a couple of likes on Instagram. It's going to take me going where others won't dare to go and do what they won't dare to do so we can take this family to places that no one gets to see. That's why I'm here. Who's to say, who's to know? Shout out ET. Man, baby. Wow! We proceed with this morning's show with one of Swirl One's favorite motivational speakers, a man who has given him tons of knowledge, lots of insights that he has brought directly to this show and put in his own Swirl One way. So, my friends, this morning we say hello to Brian Tracy, the man, the myth, the legend who laid so many bricks on the path that we currently find ourselves on. So shout out to you, T's and P's, not T's and P's. R.I.P. to the legend, Mr. Brian Tracy. Thank you for everything you've done for all of us here in these lanes. And this morning, he is here to tell us about the majority of people.
Is that people are time wasters, and the great majority of people have no goals, they have no priorities, they have no plans, they have no concern about becoming successful, and they think that you're the same. They think because their time isn't worth anything, that your time isn't worth anything also.
Not when you talk about 86,400 seconds, and I already had this one queued up. Come on!
Hey, man, it's so funny. Why do people think that you should be living their hell? It's exactly what it is. That's why when you were talking about being in line the other day and you're like, hey, go ahead, I'm not in a hurry. They're looking at you like, well, what do you mean you're not in a hurry? You're not like the rest of us? No, I'm not. I'm not like the rest of you. That's why you can go ahead. That's why I'm okay with letting people get into the line in the airplane or wherever I might be. He's right. People literally expect you to be under the same dread cloud, the black rain cloud that they are. And they think it's just like yesterday. Everybody was thinking, oh, this is what it's going to be. This is how it's going to be. Everybody expects certain things. They all think we're the same. But we found out we're not all thinking the same thing, it seems like, right? So it's kind of funny how when you start looking at your own time and how you utilize it and what you invested in and how you think about yourself on a daily basis, man, you start to realize that nobody thinks like you when you think like this. Nobody is like you when you're like this. Nobody gets up feeling like they're brighter than the sun like we do in the morning. And guess what? It does feel different. And it's like I said the other day, I can't even come up with victim mentality. Why? Because it doesn't live in me. I don't feel like that person. I don't relate to you in what you're trying to tell me when you're being a victim. I don't fucking get it, right? That's the difference. So I'm going to put in the work every single day. There's a reason why I'm standing here. There's a reason why I can sit there and talk about different things the way I do, because I've lost that battle before. I came back and tried it again and won. That's the difference. People out there think that you are them, but you know what? Nobody's like you when you think like this. You understand it. That's why it's called 1%er.
Bruh.
Who's to say, who's to know? I mean, it's as if, we planned these things out many, many, many days ago with the intentions of, hey, look where it's at now. Wow, look, we're all 1%ers. We're talking about the things that nobody else is doing. Jeepers creepers. And, just to double click, use your words on what you were saying there, Swirl One. How easy is it in this world to be a 1%er? It ain't fucking hard. It's not hard to be a super soldier. It ain't hard to be a super soldier. You ain't got to get in the gateway and grind your ass off to get to level 9 status to get a free shirt and rocket to say you're a super soldier. You could do. Oh yeah, you didn't know we gave you that. Okay, just for sure. We don't do anything in the gateway. But besides it don't take nothing. It don't take nothing to hold a door, to smile at somebody, to have a conversation. Be kind has gotten so overplayed when being kind sometimes is being hard, just like E.T. said, saying the things that nobody wants to hear, being that king in the kingdom that's got to have a little confrontation, that's got to say, whoa, bub, you got a little too much dip on your chip. Let's get a little bit back that in the bowl there. You slow down one time. Here I am. Send me. I'm with that because it's so easy to do those things. It's so easy to pursue a passion. Oh, Capp Swirl, how do you get up every morning and just bring all this energy? It's fucking easy, bro. Because I'm alive. I opened my 2 gifts this morning. I'm sucking fucking air. I'm up 6 feet above ground. My creator gave me another at least 30 seconds to be able to talk to you guys. I could drop dead right here live on this show. Wouldn't that be some fucking content? Holy shit. Swirl One would go through the moon. Gak would be on the fucking Mars for crying out loud. Shit, let me die right now for crying out loud. Take him off. Wouldn't that be some content? But all I got is this right now. I don't even have the next 24 hours. So why don't I just push my toes in the ground right now and operate with this in mind. Oh, man. One moment at a time. One moment at a time. That's it. Here I am now. Who's to say, who's to know? It's easy to do this shit, but it's corny. It's too goofy. It's too whatever.
It's fake, bro. It's fake. I hear it all the time.
It's fake. No, it's not. Because everybody else is living 99% the exact same way. And then you come across a couple of 1%ers and you say, well, by golly goodness, I think that way. But everybody I'm around makes me feel like shit because I think that way. Wait a minute. Wait, they're the dim bulbs that these two guys keep talking about. Am I a light? Could I shine bright? Fuck yeah, Bobby. Just like Jared Albright learned here recently. He didn't have to stay in that old garage. He could go out there and beam, baby. Come on.
Another one.
Woo! I'm sorry. We must have got a doggone right president in the old 1600 Pennsylvania Ave or something.
Fired up, bro.
Juiced. I sent a message to DZ in the back because some of the soundboards were me earlier. I sent a message. I said, sorry to take over your soundboard, bro. I'm way too hyped up this morning. I'm feeling coffee's rolling in me, baby. Let's go. Your final clip of the day, my friends, is a clip that was making its way around the interwebs. I think about this time last year. I don't think it's been 2 full years since this clip was made. And it features a young man who goes by the name of Louis Caralla. And he is the head strength and conditioning coach at Charlotte University. You may have seen this clip, this post somewhere before on your timeline. But if you haven't, boy, oh boy, you are in for a treat. Because this perspective right here is one of a kind. Louis joins us this morning to tell us about winning.
You should know about winning before you chase it. Winning's not loyal to you. It doesn't care about you. Winning doesn't care how sore you are. Winning doesn't care how much sleep you get. Winning doesn't care how hard you work at times. If sometimes a guy doesn't outwork you and he still wins, it isn't fair, man. Sometimes there is no justice. Winning requires all of you and then more, and it promises you nothing. It's a mastermind of creating fear and doubt in your mind. It causes setback after setback. So the question is about winning. Are you willing to sprint when the distance is unknown? And why chase this thing called winning? Because the only thing that's guaranteed in life, if you don't chase it, is losing.
I mean,
what's the alternative, bro? What's the alternative? That's where I'm at. That's where I'm at. I don't look at life and think I'm going to fail. I don't look at life and think today's going to suck. I don't look at life and think, oh my God, I can't. I always look at life and say, how can I? What's it going to take? And where am I at in the process? That's where I'm at. Always. Nothing's easy. Nothing's easy. I don't care what you think about people out there and how much they have or don't have or how smart or intelligent or talented they are. Winning doesn't care. And those people don't always win. Trust me, that's why he's saying that. Because you know what? There are times in every champion's life where he sits there and says, damn, I cannot catch a break. Or she says, you know what? When's it going to be my turn? And you know what? When that happens? When they don't give up and they keep getting up and they keep doing it, the winning happens. And even when you win, what does he say? It doesn't care after you win. Okay, so you won. What's next? Hey, if you don't put in that work twice as hard, because I promise you, the haters out there, the people, your adversaries, the opponent knows what lost them the battle. They know where they went wrong. If they're introspective, if they're trying to win, then they know how to fix that loss. So they're going to come back 10 times stronger, smarter, quicker, faster. And you're going to have to be better than you were before in order to win. I said it before, what got you here won't get you there. So it's time to start leveling up on a daily basis. Understand winning is something you have to earn every day. It's not something you get to keep when you get it. That's why it's a trophy. You put it on the wall. That just says, hey, that day I won. I talked about the world record. That's the recorded history of somebody who gave it all. That's what that is. It doesn't mean anything else. It doesn't mean, oh, that person's going to be the greatest forever. It just says, this is the recorded history of somebody who gave it all. Are you that person today? Is that what you're doing? When are you going to win?
Bruh.
You know, The part where he said, can you sprint when the distance is unknown? I think that's why the flow state is so important. So we can just get in our shit and just be going and not feel the pain in our legs and how heavy our feet feel. And we can just keep trudging and rocking and rolling right down the path, no matter how heavy that weight vest is, how many more pounds, how many frogs jump on our back. Come on, sons of bitches, I'll fucking run with you all day long. And then you throw one, oh shit, I got a little lighter. All right, motherfucker, I'm standing a little taller. Okay, look at me go. It's that simple. You just got to tap into the flow state. You got to be willing to win. You got to be willing to do what others won't do. The Diamond Hand Creed. I will forge my own path and go where others haven't gone before. When trials and tribulations arise, I won't resign. Defeat and retreat will never steal my time. Instead, I will choose to face everything and rise. That's the winner's mentality. That's the 1% mentality. That's the super soldier mentality. That's the stuff we're talking about here every single day. And man, I just love how Lewis put it, man. The only thing that is certain is losing. And I sure as shit am not a loser. And I sure as shit did not have 4,900 plus ancestors go through this entire life just so I could sit here today and be a fucking loser. I'm not going to go look at myself in the mirror and be bullshitting when I know how hard generations before me worked just to get me here. That's my mindset. Whoo! And final thought. Trump won. What's next? You said it. So you won. What's next? You know what's funny is a lot of people are now just going to go back in their hole. They're done. Oh, we won. Great. And they're just going to go back in their 99%er ways, buying their fucking coffee, doing their dumbass shit, not investing in Bitcoin, not buying gold and silver, not listening to what the right people are saying to help you survive these times. While us 1%ers are doing all that and more. So yeah, he won. Sure, great. It's awesome. But you're not living at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue with him. And he's got a lot of fucking work to do to unravel this tangle. What a web we weave when it is weave to deceive. He has a lot of deception to unweave over the course of not just the next few months until he goes in, but the next 4 fucking years. So what are you going to do in the meantime to make sure that you're successful? Because last time I checked, I didn't wake up this morning outside of X and say, hi, Mr. Government. Thanks for waking me up this morning. I appreciate you being here. Last time I checked, it all depends on me. Who's to say? Who's to know? But there's your second segment of the show, my friends. Your reaction refinery is officially complete. Shout out to the legend, Dr. Jordan B. Peterson, the one and only E.T. the Preacher Man, Brian Tracy, and Louis Caralla. We appreciate the hell out of all you amazing humming beans. Speaking of amazing humming beans, it's about time to check in with them, Swirl One. In our third and final segment of the day, dive on over there to the live chat and see what the people got to say. So, if you got something burning on the brain, melting on the heart, festering on the soul, and we didn't get the perspective to you that you believed you deserved this morning, and you need some extra insights, maybe a little answer, well, drop your question and perspective over there in the live chat, and we'll pull it up here live in prime time on the screen once we get into your third segment of the day. Answers from the Anvil, baby. Whoo, we on fire this morning, Swirl One. I got shit flying all over the place. I mean, we are. Whoo, let's go. All right, my friends, without further ado, let's dive into the live chat and say, how do you do to all of our amazing audience members tuned in live in prime time? Hey, one time before we start, shout out to all of you. 289 live concurrent viewers here on this Trump Victory Wednesday.
Thank you very much. That's really nice. Thank you.
Could you imagine if every single one of you just told maybe your best friend or your neighbor or that person you always DM with on X or Instagram, or maybe the person you pass in line today, or Sally you haven't seen for a long time, or Bobby that seems to be down in the dumps and could use a little pick. Could you imagine if just every one of you did a little sharing? You decided not to be a hoe and share the show. You were a friend and you told a friend. You let somebody know. Could you imagine where this show could go? Well, if you can't, we can. And we certainly appreciate when you hit those likes, hit those reposts, hit those shares, and you tell people about this show, because it only helps us continue to bring you this electric flow and grow each and every day. Bay. So I just wanted to get that out there. Shout out to all of you beautiful humming beings. Can't thank you enough for starting your day the right way here at Forge and Fuel, Bay. DEEZY. Who we got out there, my guy? First man up on tap, it's the one and only Chris Aswomala. He says, great morning, everyone. It's a spectacular Wednesday to be alive. Hope you all have a great day. Hey, I love when things we say start to stick. You know, it's a beautiful day to be alive, baby. The rest is up to you. Who's to say, who's to know? Come on, Chris. We appreciate you. Mr. Malka, GM fam, reporting for duty. I was missing Malka. I'm not going to lie to you. I thought the old Canberra government had finally come and got him and necked his ass because they ain't got the same, right freedom of speech in the land down under that we do. Turns out he was just taking a little vacation. Malka's alive. Here he is, back live in primetime. Shout out, Malka. I had to send him a DM last night. I was so worried. That's what I thought happened. I was so fucking worried. I had to send him a DM. I was like, hey, man, are you alive? Are you okay? Everything good? He's like, oh, yeah, I'm good. No problems. I was like, well, shit, let a brother know one time. Warn a brother. Who's to say, who's to know? Shout out, Malka. We appreciate you, brother. Jared Albright, our guy. What's up, Jared? Great morning, everyone. We won. US, us. Damn straight. Shout out, Jared. We appreciate you. Thanks for tuning in, brother. Being in the chat. Great morning, US, says Mama Cap, a.k.a. Kim Jones. Shout out to you, Mama Bear. Appreciate you. Those two ladies. Oh, shit. It's a boy. Great morning, says Swirl One. Live in prime time from the bamboo forests of Japan.
Yes, that's where that's from. That's
exactly I'm a super soldier, bro. I'm a deserving motherfucker. Who's to say, who's to know? Shout out to you, Swirl One. Bella Rossi, a.k.a. Wable Snow, the beautiful Mama Snow. Fantastic morning. Finger red, number one. Hands yellow, heart red. I love when fucking YouTube does this.
Hands yellow, heart red.
I love when YouTube does that shit. Niggas, for some reason, it converts the emojis to the words. Metal, Mr. Metal Crazy. Great morning, fam. Much love right back to you, brother. Appreciate all your love and support of the fam. Mrs. Metal Crazy. Great morning, fam. Happy hump day. I hope that you have a most amazing day ever because you deserve it. Right back at you, Mrs. Metal Crazy. We appreciate you. Angel SD, Mr. Peruero. Great morning, FNF crew. Great morning, Mr. SD. We appreciate the hell out of you. Hope you're crushing that workout this morning. Mr. Ted Logan coming fresh off of an election night special. It was a banger. Who's to say, who's to know? I hope you guys didn't miss out on that show. Shout out to you, Teddy boy. Pride Stanford. Let's go, Trump. Shout out. Let's go, Pride. One time for the one time.
Shout out, Pride Stanford.
Shout out, Pride Stanford. And
I like me some Pride Stanford.
I love me some Pride Stanford, man. I love me some Kelly O. Stanford.
Oh, yeah. She's a angel on this earth. Yeah.
Oh, just them two. I could just spend hours on end and never get upset, never get bored.
They're great. They're amazing people.
Shout out to great people. If you don't know, you won't know. They don't pay me to say this, but you should support them and check them out and see what they do. You can find all their products.
The Kitchen with Pride.
Amazing baked delectables at inthekitchenwithpride.com. That is INTHEPRIDE. Oh, wait, no, shit. INTHKITCHENWITHPRIDE.com. Inthekitchenwithpride.com.
And you can slow that down to half speed if you need to understand what he just said.
Yeah, you guys got to go backward one time, whatever. Do what you got to do. Who's say, who's no. Inthekitchenwithpride.com. Jeff Oglesby, Jeff Damascus Oglesby, shout out to you, brother. GM got into the 50-50 drawing for the Diamond Hand fam in this week's Kansas City Chiefs game on Sunday. Shout out to you. Doc Dickie D back live in primetime in the chat. GMDHMG fam, I am officially in shock. I think many of us were officially in shock. I think some of us,
I had faith, bro.
I had faith. I had a lot of faith.
The signals were there. It was too obvious. But you can't. I'm just going to call it out. You can't act like you're on the phone and show me your camera.
Yeah, that was fucked.
That was the worst thing you could do on the last day.
Yeah, that was terrible. That was more fucked than anything I've ever seen.
That right there summed up the whole thing. If you didn't think the media was lying to you, It was right there in front of your face.
Facts, straight. But like, and if that was the case with last night, how many other times do you think that has also been the case? That's not a one-off, one and done type of deal. It was election night. We gotta set something up. Like we've been at this for a few months now. Just think about that. Who's to say, who's to know? Shout out Doc Dickie D. Welcome to the cult, says Ted Logan. Flat for life, baby. Shout out, Ted. We appreciate you, brother. Water always finds its level. Who's to say, who's to know? JK Big Time, GM, everyone. We appreciate you. Shout out to the entire JK fam. We're glad y'all stayed safe over the election season. Mrs. Metal Crazy, once again, we allow the people around us and our own minds to beat us down to the point where we lose faith in ourselves. In the same fashion, the world kills the kids' creativity. Ooh, we listen to outside forces. Get out of your own way. It's all in your head. You'll figure it out. Stop letting people control you. Yeah, great perspective there, Mrs. Metal. Love that stuff. Good stuff. JK Big Time. Time is the goal. Nothing else matters. Focus on time and everything else will follow. I like that a lot. Shout out to you, sir. Repping the 914 GAC fam. Hey, yo. Shout out, brother. Always great to see you live in the chat. GAC strong for show. Derek Snow live in the chat. Got a little question for the boys. Great morning, Colton Swirl. You mentioned opportunity this season. You mentioned opportunity this morning, in case I cut out right there. You mentioned opportunity this morning. What advice would you give to people to see those opportunities a little better?
I would just say, in everything that you think about and everything that you see, opportunity is available. It doesn't matter. The opportunity for gain and loss is there. The choice is always yours. That's the one thing. Every time I look at something, I always think to myself, and it's just like we talk about the coffee. If I buy the coffee, is it given back to me in a way that I'm going to be able to appreciate later, right? Some people hate Rolex watches, but the dollars I spent on that Rolex watch never went anywhere. I still have that money. As a matter of fact, I got more of that money, right? So where you put your attention, where you put your money, and what you do with those opportunities is completely up to you. I would just say this. If you find yourself thinking negative about an opportunity, that should be the trigger right there that says maybe this is not it, right? And you got to find a way to think at least neutral about it or positive. If it's positive or neutral, man, all of a sudden might jump right in, because the unknown is always going to feel a little bit negative. But if you can find some neutrality in it, maybe a little bit of positivity, I would say that's the time to jump.
Change your perspective, change your life. You know, maybe stop viewing everything as an obstacle, as a barrier in your path, rather than an opportunity. That's as simply that I can put it, you know, and I say it all the time. Is it a loss or is it a lesson? Is it a failure or a chance to find a new way? Is it a trial, tribulation, or a triumph? Change your mindset, change your life. You want to start seeing more opportunities, more wins, more success. You got to start searching for it. It's the red car. Swirl C, you said it the other day, right? I just gave you a red car. Now go look for the red cars, for crying out loud. Look for the red cars in your life. The red cars of positivity and change and growth and evolution. Don't look for the blue cars of negativity and dread and defeat and retreat and worry and despair. Oh, gosh, that doesn't even sound good. I can't even. I don't even want to be it. No thanks. No victimhood, no loser mentality for me. I'm good on all that. Doesn't even feel good to let those words come out of my face. Jeepers creepers. Shout out Deezy. We appreciate your question, brother. Ted Logan says, if you're not passionate about life, what can you be passionate about? Doggone straight. If you ain't passionate just to wake up in the morning, open your two gifts, suck on a little bit of air, and stay 6 feet above ground, you are a miserable ass human being. Who's to say, who's to know? Shout out to you, Mr. Logan 1010. We got anybody else out there good? Any other crazy perspectives, thought shifting insights, anything in between? My guy DEEZYY does not look like it. We are shifted back down. So my friends, we thank you. Shout out to each and every one of you live in prime time in the chat. I saw plenty more stuff. The emojis were flying. The bruhs were flying. Malka got that started. That fucking shit's sticking now. Shout out to you, Malka. The bombs were flying. I mean, man, I tell you what, this chat in here this morning was electric. Shout out to all of you beautiful humming beings. If you want to get involved in the live chat, you're like, hey, what the fuck? I was trying to be in the chat all day. You can get involved two ways. Well, you can also be on Rumble, but I got to have Rumble pulled up to be able to see that because it doesn't come over here on our streaming platform. But you can get involved on YouTube, obviously, as you see there, or you can get involved on X. It's just not in the comment bubble So when you see the post of the live stream, there's the like, repost in the comment bubble. Click on the live stream, and then underneath that, it says live chat. And you can get in there, and then we'll be able to see your comments live from the old X app one time for the one time. But outside of that, I think that's all we got. No other segments, motivations, inspirations, good vibrations. Well, kind of. I mean, obviously we're not just going to get all negative on you all of a sudden, but no more coming your way. So I guess there's only a few things left to do to wrap this show up for the day. And we begin by asking DJ Swirl One, any final thoughts, closing comments, reminders, perspectives, insights, or anything in between here for episode 605?
Absolutely. I just want to tell you, I'm fired up. I'm on like 2.5 hours sleep, and I'm ready to kill today. You know what? It's not the sleep that defines you. It's the energy when you get up that you bring to this world. So guess what? If you don't have enough today, do some push-ups. Maybe, I don't know, read a book like the Bible. Maybe do a devotional. Do something that's going to get you some excitement today, get you some energy, and get you fired up, because guess what? America got a new chance last night. You woke up in profit this morning. What are you going to do with that little bit of currency we sprinkled on you? And maybe you got a little bit of knowledge out of this here space, so you can take that throughout the world as well. But back to what Capp said a little while ago. Hey, do me a favor. Send the space out to somebody. I know you got something out of it. At least I hope you do. Send it to somebody out to somebody that might possibly woke up. Oh, I don't know. Thanks for noticing me. Oh, I noticed you, and I sent you a good tiding by the way of forage and fuel. So get after it today, my friends. We got a lot of stuff to do in the next, I don't know, it's about 60 days before the end of the year. So, hey, now's your time to get in gear. Now's your time to start winning. Hey, do me a favor. Don't give up today. Try something new. Be uncomfortable. It's going to be a beautiful day in the neighborhood if you believe it. So shine bright, and I'll see you first thing tomorrow morning.
Shout out Swirl One. We appreciate you, my guy. Thanks for all your good vibes, insights, and energy all morning long. Have a fantastic rest of your Wednesday, because you, sir, deserve it.
Hump day.
Hump day. As for all of you beautiful humming beans in the chat, and yes, Jared Albright, I saw your comment right there. Don't worry, soon. DHMG beanie soon. All right, Mr. Wen, relax yourself one time for the one time. Hold on to your britches. It's coming right around the corner. You just relax. I know we need some winter collections in there, but I've been working on some other shit. And you know, right now I'm live in prime time, so I can't really work on merch while I'm live in prime time.
Sounds like me the other day when I was DJing.
Oh yeah, that motherfucking shit. But I like Jared. I enjoy Jared. This ain't throwing me off my zone. Who's to say? Who's to know? What? Keep your eyes peeled. Winter collection for Mind and Shine apparel coming soon. You'll have some beanies, some hoodies, some different long sleeves, some stuff in there. There already is a few options in there, but just not as many as the tanks and tees and all the other good shit. So keep your eyes peeled. That'll be updated. And I guess that's a great time to mention, if you are looking for the link for Mind and Shine apparel, or maybe you're wanting to get in the gateway, or just want to learn more about the Diamond Hand Media Group in general, you can find all of the pertinent links down in this episode's description, whether you're watching the show or listening to the show on your favorite podcast directory. And speaking of links and shows and all that good stuff, reminder for all of you guys, I will be back live in primetime tonight for the first official installment of Decoding the Divide. That's right. What used to be the nightcap on Wednesday nights, nice little space. Now we're bringing it to a live stream so we can have more interactive clips and videos and guests and thoughts and perspectives and good old-fashioned truth seeking and red pill popping. So bring your rabbit hole diving shorts. Bring your thinking caps, and do not bring your spoons, because there aren't any, and get ready to dive down some rabbit holes that far few people are scared to even look over the side of. We'll see you tonight, 6 p.m. specifically. I'll put out some posts for that a little later on too. Keep your eyes peeled. As well as, I already mentioned the Gateway. Start your journey today. Tomorrow is our bi-weekly networking meeting. So if you are enjoying what you're seeing here, if you're liking the fam, if you're brand new to some of the stuff, me and Swirl, you don't really know what DHMG or the Gateway is, you just love Forge and Fuel, and you've really started to make it part of your day, we had a whole platform where we have an entire network. All of these people we're always shouting out and talking about, They are our network. They are the super soldiers. They are the foundation of this entire thing we do. So join the Gateway, start your journey today, and you can get a little 7-day free trial going on and hit a little bi-weekly networking meeting all in one shot. How about that one time for the one time? And finally, if you haven't hit that subscribe, notification bell, hit a like, hit a repost, leave a comment, send out a share, make a clip of your own, share that bad boy out. We'll go ahead and do that. We can't tell you how much we appreciate it. It only helps us continue to grow and catch a flow each and every day on this show. So shout out to all of you who hit those buttons and help that algo get going each and every day. Outside of that, I think that's all we got. So it's time to wrap this thing up. Paper or plastic? Put a bow on episode 605. No mas, no mo, but it is recorded for your enjoyment if you do need to come back throughout this day or any day for that fact, because they're just nice in a beautiful little playlist library for you, whatever you need to ingest on any given day. But for now, it's time to turn the open sign to close. It's time to go turn a few obstacles into opportunities, losses into lessons, and what we thought was going to be a failure, a brand new chance to flourish. But not before you give me an opportunity to remind you that, number one, even a 2-year-old can make an excuse.
What?
Number two, even a dead fish can go with the flow. And number three, being that this here show is a member of the Diamond Hand Media Group, I ask you keep in mind that DHMG, we don't only HOLD, we hold each other up. And right now is one hell of a time to flex those diamond hands. Shout out to each and every one of you flexing those diamond hands on a day in and day out, night in and night out basis. We appreciate you from the bottom of our heart. Thank you for investing your time here. A portion of your 86,400 seconds with us this morning. We'll continue to pay it back and give you that high quality ROI by showing up each and every day on a consistent, persistent pursuit of our passions and being right by your side while you pursue yours, baby. I ask you also remember that you are kind, you are smart, you are important, and you are loved. Shout out to my high school chemistry teacher, Mrs. Arlone Doan, who gave me that quote so many years ago that I get to share with you each and every single day. But for now, my friends, we bid thee adieu. We'll catch you on the flip side somewhere, maybe a space, maybe a Discord, maybe a VC, maybe a group chat, maybe the Gateway, baby. But for now, for our Mr. Producer, Derek DZ Snow, the legend himself, the co-host with the mo-host of this fine morning program, BJ Swirl One Spark. Good day. And for your hostess with the mostest, Colton Capp Swirl. We can't thank you enough for showing up, hanging out with us, starting your day the right way, and getting fired up at Forge and Fuel, baby. We'll see you same time, same place tomorrow. For now, we out. Catch you on the flip. Peace and love.